Hello Nintendo fans, and welcome back to Nintendo Weekly News, where we care more about the release of Pokemon Bank than our own bank accounts. Move over, Pyroar! There's a new line in the Pokemon universe, and he is most definitely blazing. Formerly called Snoop Dogg, now called Snoop Lion, still regularly called Snoop Dogg, has released a music video for his song Getaway off his 2013 reggae album Reincarnated. Now the music video's actually kind of awesome. It's entirely built around video game references with an 8-bit feel, and there's actually a really huge segment of the video where he battles his producer, Major Lazer, in a Pokemon battle. The video is simple, just like the original 8-bit Pokemon games, but it's still so cool to see someone as famous as Snoop Dogg, Lion, whatever you want to call him, making a music video that heavily references one of our favorite Nintendo franchises of all time. And speaking of Pokemon, this year's Winter Regionals for the video game and the trading card game have begun starting this weekend. One thing that I found especially cool for this is that if you go to the Holocaster for the Pokemon X and Y video games, they actually have an announcement about the regionals and where you can find more info on them. I don't know how familiar a lot of you newer viewers are with my past, but I used to compete in the trading card game at big events like this all the time. I made a ton of friends, got to compete for some prizes, and all around it really impacted who I am today. So I find it awesome that Pokemon's taking that extra step to let players know where they can meet other players all around the world. In Smash Bros. News, the 21st character for the upcoming Wii U and 3DS games is none other than King Dedede. A lot of people were really happy to hear that he would be returning to the cast after Brawl, where many fell in love with his awesome hammer and ridiculous throw chain combo hacks nonsense. King Dedede is returning not only with what seems to be a similar moveset to what he had before, but also a whole lot more color and vibrance. If you look at his face, he has all kinds of ridiculous facial animations that remind me a whole lot of the Kirby Right Back At Ya animated series. A lot of people seem to like the animated King Dedede even more, and I do too. Can't wait for Smash Bros, which still doesn't have a release date, but getting this info trickling down every once in a while, learning about some new characters, still pretty great. And in censorship news, because of course with Nintendo there's more censorship news, in the 3DS download title, Chibi Robo Photo Finder, a digital butt that goes in the can when you use the game's camera feature, has been removed in the North American version. This is so silly. You're actually removing some of the humor in the game by removing this butt. And I know, I sound like I'm 4 years old right now, but that's the point. A 4-year-old would find this funny, not offensive. The uploader of this video, WeFolder Josh, noted the difference, but said that it shouldn't be a huge deal, shouldn't change whether you download the game, and just wanted to point out how silly Nintendo of America's censorship team can be sometimes. I totally agree with him, and now, with our second infraction on butts that need to be censored in Nintendo games, one has to wonder, how on earth is Bayonetta 2 a Nintendo exclusive? And finally, a hardcore gamer by the name of Wako in Japan has completed Legend of Zelda: The Ocarina of Time in a very special way. How, you ask? With his feet! That's right. Using a Nintendo 64 emulator, a controller that resembles the Wii U Pro Controller, and his toes, he was able to complete the entire Ocarina of Time game in 20 videos, all lasting about half an hour each. Only in Japan, guys. Only in Japan. That's it for this week's Nintendo news, but tune in next week for more stories on all things Nintendo. If you enjoyed this video, you can click this button right here to subscribe to my channel and learn when my new videos are coming out. Also, if you're interested in any of the stories, you can find links to all of them in their original source in the description. I'll see you guys next week, where maybe we will get an announcement saying that maybe we will get Pokemon Bank. Maybe.